How do you get the most out of working with a coach, whether it's a personal trainer, a nutrition coach, a business coach, whatever? There's one thing in particular that if you don't do this, it's going to stunt the relationship and the progress you're going to make. But if you can do this upfront, early, and often throughout the process, you will get even better results. Stay tuned to find out what that is on today's Quick Wits. Welcome to the Wits and Weights podcast. I'm your host, Philip Pape, and this twice-a-week podcast is dedicated to helping you achieve physical self-mastery by getting stronger, optimizing your nutrition, and upgrading your body composition. We'll uncover science-backed strategies for movement, metabolism, muscle, and mindset with a skeptical eye on the fitness industry so you can look and feel your absolute best. Let's dive right in. A longtime client of mine recently called me out in response to one of my check-in videos to her. We do weekly check-ins, and there's a few different ways I do that. The most common is over a video that I send to the client. And she called me out because we work really well together. We've made a lot of progress, but I was not answering a specific question or area that she had brought up over the last few check-ins. And I hadn't done it because it hadn't been a focus with us before. And all of a sudden it was starting to become an issue. And I just, I had my blinders on, let's just say, just to be honest. And it didn't seem that important to me based on her history. And so I wanted to put together this episode to talk about when you're working with a coach, having clear communication, just like she did, and expressing what she needed, what her goals were today, because your goals can change and evolve, and how you can get the most out of a coaching relationship by taking ownership as the client. Now, I'm not blaming my client at all. In fact, this example is where she brought something up. I was missing it as her coach, and now we're able to have a more fruitful relationship going together because we are human beings. We can't read minds. And like any successful partnership, it thrives on open, honest communication. And I'm happy to share this transparently here on this podcast. So, you know, I'm not perfect, but I am open to listening and being empathetic and working with you to understand what you want, what your goals are, your struggles, even your apprehensions along the way. But if you can also do that actively, early and often, especially from right on day one, even before you start beginning, and set those expectations up front, it will allow the coach to personalize your guidance even more going forward, right? A coach, again, isn't a mind reader. They do need your input, and a good coach will ask for that input in different ways. And in fact, when I hear from a client that they feel like I haven't heard something that they mentioned, I immediately send them a video. I look at my process. Where can I improve? Where can I make it that I wouldn't miss something like that in the future, right? We all go through this in trying to improve our process. But whether from your perspective as a client, whether it's your nutrition plan, your workouts, how you're motivated, how your life is changing. So in this client's particular case, her life situation changed, and it wasn't clear to me that had happened, but she was hinting at it constantly during her check-in. And then finally, we were able to bring it out in the open with a conversation. So don't forget to provide feedback to your coach. And if something isn't working for you, just say it out loud so that your coach can tweak their approach and ensure you're on the right path, because constructive feedback is a two-way street. And I don't remember the name of the book, but there was a great book I read that was about feedback, how the person receiving the feedback is going to have a better experience by asking for the right type of feedback, whether it's coaching or praise or, mentorship or constructive feedback. Lastly, be receptive to what your coach says, right? While it's important to, of course, voice your needs, also trust their expertise. That's the whole point of working with a coach for many of you, in that you may not know the best path forward. You may have a lot of information and misinformation, but you may not know. And so they might offer perspectives or suggestions that you hadn't considered. So if you're working with a coach, make your voice heard. Your goals, your feedback, your questions, they're all pivotal for a successful coaching journey, right? It's a two-way street, but for me as a coach, I want to be empathetic. I want to help you, bring out the best in you and your courage, and help you get the most out of your coaching experience, and also continue to improve and provide a better experience going forward. So always speak up and stay focused at the same time. Be honest with your coach. Your coach should definitely be honest with you and be very responsive to what you say, and then keep pushing toward those goals. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Wits and Weights. If you found value in today's episode and know someone else who's looking to level up their wits or weights, please take a moment to share this episode with them. And make sure to hit the follow button in your podcast platform right now to catch the next episode. Until then, stay strong. Hey, before you go, I want to let you know about a free resource I have. They are free guides on everything from fat loss to eating out to building muscle to managing hunger to figuring out the best macros for you and more being added all the time. You want to get the most out of these podcasts and your time to look and feel your best, and these free guides will give you a quick and easy way to know what to do. If you want to get your hands on these completely free guides, you can head over to witsandweights.com/free. That's witsandweights.com/free to get your free guides and level up your results today.